This video is an addition to our Payroll Quarterly Reports video. It has been prepared specifically for California employers that need to file the quarterly DE-9C form electronically. As of the first quarter of 2013, the state of California no longer accepts the MMREF file that was previously used in our program. All wage and tax information related to the DE-9C must be submitted in an XML file format. In addition, the DE-9 form, which summarizes the taxes due for the quarter, can now be filed electronically using the XML file format. Datatech payroll software has been updated to generate both of these new file formats. In addition, we have combined the DE-9C and DE-9 preview and print functions with the electronic file generation so that only one screen is used for both processes. You may still refer to the Payroll Quarterly Reports video for instructions on filing the Federal Form 941 if needed. Before printing reports, you must close the quarter. Quarterly closing is covered in a separate video. Either at the time you close the quarter or at a later date, you may print the DE-9 and 9C forms and generate the electronic file. To do so, from the Payroll menu, we will select the Payroll Tax Reports Control Center. We can then enter the year and the quarter that we're closing. And when we tab out of the quarter entry, we will see the total wages and taxes that have been withheld for the quarter summarized. Since everything is in balance, we can now print the state reports by clicking on the State Reports button. This will bring up the Quarterly Payroll Report menu, and as you can see, the quarter and year have all automatically been entered. If you have the electronic file option for payroll, then you will see this option here to generate the electronic file. It is unchecked at this time because you may want to print a trial of the DE-9 to see how much in taxes you owe in order to make the final payment. However, in this case, we're going to go ahead and generate it at this time along with the forms. Our tax rate for the SUI and training tax are listed here on the screen. They are read from the state tax rate file. If these rates are not correct, you can correct them on this screen. However, if you have been using the wrong rate during the first quarter, your tax accruals may not agree with the amount that you actually owe. Now, in order to generate the DE-9 for uploading to the state of California, we must put in what payments we've made for the quarter. So we can use the List Payments option, and this is going to display a list of vendor checks that have been issued to the Employment Development Department between the dates of January 31st and March 31st. Now, you may need to edit these payments. In this case, all of the taxes due for January were paid on February 15th, and the taxes that were due for February were paid on March 15th. So, to find out what taxes were paid for the month of March, we need to change this date to April 15th. And now we can see all 3 months. However, if you are making weekly deposits, you may need to change the starting date from January 31st to the first date in January that you actually made a payment. We can see our total payments here of $4,237.85. So we will close this screen and enter that amount here. We can now click on Preview, and we have our transmitter information. that appears on the screen, you need to verify that the employer information in this lower box is correct. The name, address, city, state, zip, federal ID number, and state ID number. You can correct the federal ID number right here if it's incorrect, but if the state ID number is incorrect, you need to go to the state tax rate file to enter that information. When we click OK, the program will generate a preview of the DE9C and DE9, and at the same time it has generated the electronic files and saved those. In this case, our DE9C is 2 pages long. The next to the last page is our DE9 form, which has our total wages, how much of those wages are subject to the various taxes, the income tax that was withheld, and at the bottom, the total taxes due, our payments, and the net due at this time. The DE9C with the employees listed may be dozens or even hundreds of pages. It's not necessary to print that, but we do recommend that you print the DE9 for your records. In addition, the very last page is the electronic filing report. This gives you information on the electronic files that were generated, the DE9.zip and the DE9C.zip, and the location of those files on your hard drive. In addition, you have your total wages and taxes withheld. So we want to click on the print button, and we just want to print the last 2 pages, the DE9 and the electronic file report. This completes the generation of the DE9 and 9C electronic files. The next step is to upload these files to the state of California, and we have a separate video which will take you through that process.